What does Lincoln stand for? The First Amendment doesn't stop at the columns of the Lincoln Memorial here, but the First Amendment actually stops.
So my supervisor again, they're saying that you still need a permit to be having filming going on in here.
He has a We the People tattoo. He has a We the People tattoo.
Oh my God.
You don't even believe in that.
It says 1776. All of our forefathers died for what I'm doing here, which is simply First Amendment right.
Any different than anybody else that
Exactly. Look at all these people that are everyone gather around. They're not letting me record here, even though you're all recording. Now he's threatening to escort me out. For what reason?
Because I told you need a permit to be here. Sir, I can either have you walk on your own or I can escort you out with National Guard.
So we don't leave when we get arrested.
If you do not leave on your own. We'll see if that comes to it, but right now I'm just going to escort you out.
If you're asking, we're going to respectfully decline. But if you're telling us, we will.
I'm telling you now that if you do not leave, you will be arrested for trespass.
Welcome back to the channel, Watchdogs, the only channel where government overreach gets roasted harder than a marshmallow at scout camp. In today's episode of Who Wants to Violate Your Rights, we've got a guest star, the one, the only, Leroy Truth Investigations himself. If you haven't already done so, go subscribe to his channel, smash that like button over there, and drop a comment on his original video that says, BZWATCHDOG sent me. And no, I don't have a permit for this comment. Now, here's the setup. On September 8th, 2025, Leroy was peacefully recording at the Lincoln Memorial with, wait for it, a tripod. And apparently nothing terrifies the United States Park Police more than 3 little sticks and a camera. Enter Officer Brandon Funchion, who declared this dangerous contraption to be commercial recording. Instead of cracking open the CFR codebook and giving Leroy the actual law, they went full "This is Sparta" mode and threatening arrest, calling in reinforcements, and practically summoning the National Guard like Leroy was about to film the next Avengers movie. Leroy and his crew did the smart thing and left under threat of arrest, but hey, apparently get a permit is the new we the people. He even says he was trespassed, though from what I heard it was more like GTFO before we find a new excuse. But before we dive into this circus, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and leave a comment because unlike Park Police, I don't need a permit to annoy you.
What does Lincoln stand for? He fought to free the slaves. Yet we are treated like we are not free people. I was not treated like I was a free man to come into we the people's space right here and document and film this experience. I mean, this is wild. There's a police state all over the place. And I was park ranger police. Then I asked for a supervisor. I said, can you get a supervisor? And the park ranger said yes. And then he told me the supervisor said she won't come down. So this is not a free space. The park ranger and the park police made a mockery of this today, right here. And that's why I do what I do, to expose the hypocrisy, to expose the lack of freedoms.
Talking to my supervisor again, they're saying that you still need a permit to be having filming going on in here.
But all these other people, sir, are filming.
Like, I understand, but it's in the manner of how you're doing it.
Yeah, what's the manner?
Why does he need a permit?
You're filming, they're taking photos.
No, they're not.
He's a cell phone.
Look, I'm watching a video right there.
It's a cell phone.
Okay,
And this is a cell phone, as this gentleman said.
I understand. I told them what we agreed on. They said, no, you still need a permit.
He has a We the People tattoo.
You
He has a We the People tattoo.
Oh my God.
You don't even believe in that.
It says 1776. All of our forefathers died for what I'm doing here, which is simply First Amendment right?
I understand that's how you're looking at it.
Oh, you're saying that's how I look at it.
I'm explaining to you what was told by my supervisor and that you need a permit to be here. You're not special. So
I'm not special.
You're not any different than anybody else.
Exactly. Look at all these people that are everyone gather around. They're not letting me record here, even though you're all recording.
So
see, everybody, this is not a free place.
Sir, we can escort you out.
I'm Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations on YouTube. So please subscribe. Now he's threatening to escort me out. For what reason?
Because I told you need a permit to be here with your film.
Why doesn't this handsome gentleman need a permit? He's filming, right?
Good looking.
And a good looking guy, too. It's because he's good, really good looking. Is that why? GQ models don't need a permit? This is wrong.
Sir, I can either have you walk on your own or I can escort you out with National Guard.
So if we don't let you leave, will we be arrested?
I'm saying I'm going to escort you out if you do not leave on your own.
Trespassing the Lincoln Monument.
We'll see if that comes to it, but right now I'm just going to escort you out.
If you're asking, we're going to respectfully decline. But if you're telling us, we will. If you're telling us we have to leave,
I'm telling you now that if you do not leave, you will be arrested for trespass.
that's all we need
For
to
filming without a permit.
Who's your name and badge?
Filming without a permit.
What's your name and badge?
Officer Fuerst 299.
And you have a We the People tattoo, right?
Yes, I do.
He is a We the People 77. So we're going to leave right now. And under major duress, we were just trespassed for recording, just like you are, ladies and gentlemen, with a cell phone. I have a cell phone just like you, and I'm just being trespassed. And he said he would arrest me if I didn't leave.
Just lets it happen.
Could you believe that?
National Guard pulled our Constitution.
Did you say to go away?
Sir, keep walking, please.
And look at the bootlicker over there. You're at a place that memorializes freedom, and he was supporting that I've just been trespassed from the Lincoln Memorial for recording like thousands of other people do. I've got an iPhone. He says, oh, it's the manner you're recording. This is disgusting. This is why all of us do what we do, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a free country anymore. This absolutely fascist dictatorship actions like they did right over there was pathetic, wrong, vile, unconstitutional.
So at first, I was with Leroy Truth 100%, no doubt about it. Tripod and all. Officer Brandon Function looked like a textbook fake oath taker just waiting to flex his power trip at the Lincoln Memorial. But me being me, I decided to do the BZWATCHDOG thing and actually pick up the phone. That's when I got the 5-star Park Police customer service experience. Enter Officer Fuerst, who managed to be rude, dismissive, and hang up on me faster than a robocall asking about my car's extended warranty. Naturally, I called back 8 times and got nothing but the sound of government accountability, endless ringing. Finally, I called another non-emergency number and landed on Sergeant Kevin Meagher. Now, to his credit, he actually sounded like someone who had read the CFR once or twice. He walked me through the law, explained the restricted areas, and even said he'd forward my complaint about Officer Fuerst to her supervisor. Now, will that complaint go anywhere? Please. We all know how that movie ends. Government investigates itself, gives itself an A+, and pats itself on the back. But don't worry, because I did what I always do. I recorded both calls, and I'm about to play them for you. But let's first pull up the CFR law, and then the classified top secret super restricted areas of the Lincoln Memorial. You know, the ones so apparently so fragile that a tripod might destroy democracy. Here's the funny part. The law literally says filming with a tripod or supporting structure is prohibited, but handheld filming, totally fine. Which makes me wonder, isn't a tripod not touching the ground just a handheld? Like, if I carry it like a giant selfie stick, are we good? Or do I still have to get the Brandon special and a threat of arrest? See, this is government logic at its finest. Your wrist, legal. A tripod, terrorist threat level midnight. Makes total sense.
United States Park Police Officer Fuerst.
I'm sorry, you said officer what?
Fuerst.
Fuerst? I have a couple of questions. You guys cover the Lincoln Memorial, right? Is that part of your jurisdiction out there?
Yes.
What is the rules on either public photography or public recording out there at the Lincoln Memorial beyond the pillars?
You just can't have tripods. Like, you can't set up like a whole contraption in there inside the memorial itself.
Okay, I mean, I can have a tripod as long as it just doesn't touch the ground, correct? As long as it's not...
Yeah, you can't set it up in there. You can hold it, but like you can't set it up and like take photos and stuff like that.
Okay, so as long as it basically doesn't touch the ground, the sidewalk or the ground where it would possibly impede traffic, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, my question is, what's different than me standing there holding a camera versus me standing there with a tripod holding a camera? I don't know. I'm just confused. I saw a video today, and I'm just confused on just the rules. I mean, what rule does that fall under for me not to
I mean,
be
you can
able to-
look it up. It's a CFR violation if you want to see the actual law
yeah,
to
if
it.
you could. CFR
so
what?
Just Google it to CFR for DUI and the NPS. Like, just look it up. CFR is a CFR violation. So you can just look it up.
CFR violation for using a tripod, is that it?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm not in DC. I saw something. I just thought that was really weird because I saw everybody else recording, but nowhere in that video did it say what like you're telling me right now about. Now, I mean, now I do have a question because I'm pulling this up right here. It says 36 CFR 5.5. Commercial photography filming. That's tripod and other equipment restricted when using for commercial purposes. So, I mean...
You need a permit. That's the issue.
Well, commercial
if you
purpose...
want to set up your stuff in there, you need a permit.
Well, commercial purpose would be...
I'm not going to get into weeds with you, sir, so if you want to look it up...
Well, no, I'm
at
looking at it, ma'am. It says
I don't
tourist...
want to get into the weeds with this right now, so if you don't have any more, like, specific questions about you and, like, what you want to do, then you want to get a permit, you can get a permit.
Well, I mean...
Other than that, I can't really help you.
If I'm coming to D.C., what's with the hostility, ma'am? Aren't you supposed to be a peacekeeper as an officer? You're just like escalate. I'm just asking questions. Good Lord. You
can look it up.
Are you guys always like this when you guys work underneath a tyrant like Donald Trump? Good God. What happened to you guys being peace officers? I just asked a simple question. You're chewing me out. That badge doesn't give you the right to treat me like that, ma'am. I just asked a simple question because what if I do come to D.C.? I'm trying to make sure I don't get arrested based on y'all's stupid laws. That's all I'm asking. This right here says tourist photography, small tripods are usually fine, unless they block stairs or entrances. It says professional YouTube media filming requires a permit from National Park Service.
Okay, then you answered your question, sir.
Okay, I just asked a question. I mean, wow, some rude ass people in D.C. Hello, this is Basil.
Hi, Basil. My name is Sergeant Maha with U.S. Park Police. How are you?
I'm sorry, Sergeant who?
Sergeant Maha.
Maha. How do you spell that, sir?
Yeah, it looks like Meagher. Meagher.
Okay. Well, you seem pretty friendly, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. What's going on? My dispatcher said you called. Something happened.
Yes, sir. Now the dispatch that I called is that the Washington D.C. area?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to complain if it's outside your purview with the officer. Now I called District 1 because I couldn't find the main communications number at first, the non-emergency. So I had some questions because there was an incident that happened today on video that I saw, and I had some questions because, if the man broke the law, then fine. I can see where the officer came into play. If the officer didn't break the law and, was within his right to enforce the law, I wanted to make sure that when I do come back out to D.C., because I planned on doing the same recording at the Memorial Lincoln, that I didn't, violate any kind of laws that may be in place. I like to know, and I learn from other people's mistakes. That's, my thing. I don't want to get in trouble. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My issue isn't at what transpired in the video. My issue is with the officer I was trying to gather information from about the video or me going out there myself. And her name was, I can't find it anywhere, but she said it was Officer Fuerst, and I don't even know if that's legit.
Yep, that's legit.
Okay, I couldn't find it anyway. Is it F-I-R-S-T?
F-U-E-R-S-T.
Oh, okay. So, because it's kind of hard to file an internal affairs complaint if I don't even got the officer's name because she said it so quick. I didn't get a proper spelling. So I was asking her about those questions about filming, and she said something about a tripod. I said, well, I could understand maybe if the tripod impeded the flow of traffic or something, which is usually what most laws are. I do a lot of public photography myself. So typically, there may be a city ordinance or a policy or something that has to do with a tripod sitting. I've never heard it referred to commercial filming because that's how she called it. And I said, well, I'm not doing any commercial filming. I'm not selling and making money off of recording and selling tickets and, professionally doing all this. I'm just, public photography, Sometimes you need a tripod to get that still image, but I can understand if there's some rules there. But I was trying to clarify that. And she says it's a CFR. Okay, well, what CFR? Well, I don't know. You need to look it up. Well, I mean, come on. If you're going to tell me it's a CFR, at least direct me to the right path. Take the time to direct me. It's just like in the video. The guy wasn't saying that. He wasn't saying it was a law. He said that my supervisor told me. So I'm trying to get clarity. Now, I know a little bit about the CFR rules, and she didn't even explain. She didn't even ask me if I knew what what a CFR rule was. So if it was a normal Joe Blow, he'd probably be scratching his head trying to figure out what she meant. But before I could ask which one it was, because there was a couple, and I was trying to figure. Like I said, I'm just trying to get answers, man. I mean, I wasn't being a jerk or anything. It's just like you and I having a conversation right now. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, just curious. I got
Yeah, because I mean, I don't want. Like I said, with everything going on nowadays in this day and age, the deal is I don't want to get arrested. Especially on federal property. You know what I mean? That's a whole other animal to fight. And so I was just trying to get some clarity, and she was just being real rude. And then finally, I kind of said, "Are you going to be a tyrant just like our current dictator president, or are you just going to sit there and be rude, talk over me, and all this?" And at this point, she just got completely quiet because I was trying to figure out if she even hung up on me, if she was even still there. And so I was like, if there's a CFR code, I would like to know what it is. I would like to look it up. Does that mean if I got a tripod, I can have the tripod, I just can't have it touch the ground? Can I not have it on a little selfie stick? I mean, I'm just trying to clarify because I don't want to run into that speed bump when I come out and start recording. I don't want to run into the same thing I saw in a video today. So I'm just trying to get clarity. I'm not one of those spontaneous guys. I like to be prepared.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Do you still want an answer to your question?
Yeah, because when you called me back, I was kind of looking at CFR. I was trying to figure out what this subpart A thing meant.
I can point you directly to it. All right.
Okay.
You have a computer up or something?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm looking at. Mm-hmm.
All right. So go to Google. This is the easiest way other than typing in this whole big.
Okay. Go to Google. Okay.
All right. You're gonna type in Superintendent's Compendium.
Oh, how do you spell that, dude? Come on now. COMPEN. Got it. Got it, man.
And then National Mall.
No, National Mall. Okay,
Yeah, because there's several Superintendent's Compendium, but it just depends on which part you're in. So National Mall.
Hold on, I got this in Yahoo, and that thing sucks. Hang on. So Here we go. Copy and paste. There we go. Mall photography. National Mall photography.
Just National Mall.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So the first thing that pops up probably should be something with the National Park Service there.
NPS.gov?
Yep.
Okay.
So click on that, and it's going to pull up the Superintendent's Compendium. It's Title 36 of the Code of Federal Regulations, so CFR, like she has stated, Chapter 1. Is that what pulls up for you?
Yeah. So when you say Chapter 1, are we talking like the definitions?
No. It literally says Code of Federal Regulations, Title 36, Chapter 1.
This just gave me the table of contents, man.
Below the table of contents.
Go all the way down to 36, I'm guessing. Oh, it's not doing it that way. The one where I went, hang on a second, let me make sure I'm in the right spot. NPS.gov, National Mall. I hit the very top one. It says NPS.gov, and then it says when I click on it, it takes me National Park Service, and there's no...
Yep. Yeah, and it has like definitions. It has hours of operation, schedule of visiting hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So if you scroll down, you're going to see.
I mean, it wasn't that complicated. She could have done this, or at least directed me, man.
So if you go to Part C, Public Use Limitations.
How far down is that? Because I'm scrolling all the way down.
I just hit Control F and typed in tripod.
Control F.
Yep. Control F.
Oh, hey man, you taught me something new. There we go.
And then type tripod.
Okay.
And then the first section that pops up is section C and number 2G, and it says filming and photography involving a tripod or other supporting structures are prohibited from within memorial restricted areas. Handheld filming and photography is allowed in these areas.
Well, so I mean, you can still have a tripod, you just can't sit on the ground.
Restricted areas, correct? Yeah.
Because it was saying restricted areas, which was like where you can't go.
Yeah.
You know.
So then if you keep reading, you know, if you hit enter again on your search there of tripod, you'll go down to another section with filming and photography.
Yeah, I see that.
It's going to expand on it a little bit more, and then there's more and more and more dealing with tripods and restricted areas that you can read all about. But usually what I'll direct people to with some of these, you know, these little rules that they have, especially on national parks in D.C., is the Superintendent's Compendium. It's a good spot to learn a lot of these little laws and regulations that they have, that the National Park Service has created.
Yeah, because I'm thinking commercial filming. You know, I'm thinking, you know, somebody that's gonna make a commercial.
CBS pulling up with a big, huge camera tripod or something in the grass.
No, that's
Is that
because
what you're thinking, kind of.
No, actually, no, because that's still public. That's the news. It's not commercial because they're not selling. They're disseminating it to the public.
Like a movie or something?
Yeah,
like that.
movie, a commercial, miniseries, documentary, because they're going to be selling those rights to, you know,
Correct.
Netflix or Fox or whatever. But
Yeah.
you know, I'm thinking news, public photography, anything that the public would have normal access to, and so that's why it said restricted areas. I'm thinking to myself, well, unless you've got like something roped off or someone sneaking through a back door, I mean. It doesn't make any sense.
So restricted areas would be like, for example, within the Lincoln Memorial, within the actual Lincoln Memorial, or within the circle of flags at the Washington Monument. So those are some of the restricted areas at some of the memorials that we have.
Now, but people can go stand there, right?
Oh, of course they can. They just can't put tripods up there.
Well, then if they can't stand there, or they can stand there, then it's not really a restricted area at that point.
It's restricted. It's restricted from tripods
So
and other certain things. Filming and photography, you would need a permit to film inside for commercial purposes. You would need a permit.
Now,
if you wanted to bring a tripod, you could bring a tripod. You would just have to apply for a permit to do so.
or if I can bring a tripod, just never let it touch the ground.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, possession in and of itself of a tripod is not illegal. You know, it's like having a gun. Yeah, sure, you can carry a gun, but you can't just go shoot that gun wherever you want. You know,
right? And
so it's something like that. Yeah, of course you can have possession of a tripod. There's nothing illegal about that.
And see, I'm thinking that officer that was out there where he said, well, my supervisor said you can't have it, it's commercial, but that's not what we need to be training these knuckleheads on. We should be training these knuckleheads. Look, they can have anything in their hand as long as it doesn't touch the ground. That would be a lot easier. And then having the CFR, since people are always filming out there anyways, having a little CFR on a little laminated, little 8x10 index card and say, guys, look, this is the law right here, guys. I'm not trying to be a jerk. This is what it is. I'm here to enforce it. You guys can have the tripod, you just can't have it touch the ground.
Yeah. You can watch enough YouTube videos of police officers and the public filming them and things that they mess up on or laws that they get wrong and things like that. And it happens all the time. And you're not wrong. A lot of police officers should know better, especially if you're going to enforce a law. Well, you better know what you're talking about, and you better know about that law. So I couldn't agree more with you on that.
Well, Sergeant, guess what I do for a living?
What's that?
I film police officers and hold them accountable. So I'm glad that we had this great conversation because you make good officers look good, especially supervisors addressing this. And I like to highlight good officers. It's just hard to find them, man. I mean, I got a lot of friends that are ex-cops, man. You know the biggest thing they tell me? It's career suicide, man. The minute you try to be a good cop, if you don't fall in line with that cop culture, because it all starts at the top, and you basically become an order taker instead of actually holding your oath to the Constitution of the people about just being humane and I mean, you don't have to arrest anybody, you don't have to write, it's all discretion, but you also don't have to be a jerk about it either. You know what I mean? Of course, yeah. Because I'm asking questions. I mean, I have the right to. It's my First Amendment right to redress my government. And I'm just asking questions because if there's a law in the books, look, if I'm going to challenge the law, I'm going to do it in court. I don't want to get arrested challenging it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if the law is there, I need to find out about it. We have so many laws that people don't realize they break the law probably every hour. Just because these guys had no idea. They're just like, commercial, we're not commercial. This is public. Again, it wasn't about the filming. he said the tripod, but it's not about the tripod. It's about the tripod being on the ground. It will follow the laws, but I also expect other people to follow laws, and I expect the cops to follow the rules, the laws, the policies, procedures, and that you guys have, that shield you with qualified immunity. I understand that, again, it's what you guys have to follow. It's when you guys break it that I start having the issues with it. And when I'm simply just asking questions and I get somebody like Officer Fuerst who's just rude and then ends up hanging up, and then I call back about 8 times trying to at least, I even blocked my number thinking, maybe she'll answer the phone so I get a supervisor. Just because at this point, again, I was just going to ask questions. It was going to be done. That was it. Now I'm on the path to now hold her accountable for the unprofessional behavior and hanging up on me, and then not answering the non-emergency number. So, how would I go about, since we've addressed the CFR thing and now I've got a better understanding on what took place in that video so I don't make the same mistakes, how can I move further with filing a formal complaint on Officer Fuerst?
Sure. So if you do want to file, a formal complaint, I can do that right over the phone for you. There's a link, I believe, on the Park Service website that allows you to file a complaint that will go directly to our Internal Affairs unit.
NPS.gov, is that where I got to go?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Usually I just take it over the phone, but sometimes people, if you want to write it down, you take time.
No, if you want to take my complaint, and it'll actually be investigated and looked at. Are those calls recorded?
I don't know if that district records that their lines are recorded. I know my line here is recorded, and when you call communications, it's recorded. Yeah. But I don't know about the actual district. That's a slightly newer building.
That's okay. I've got the phone call recorded anyway, so.
Okay.
Hey, come on, man.
I figured that. I had a feeling after you told me what you did. Do you mind if I ask? I got a question for you.
No, you've been good, man. I don't mind answering.
Are you guys able to make money off of your videos? Because there's a lot of people that do it, and I'll tell you one thing: there's nothing I hate more than a bad officer, right? So yeah. Sometimes I see it, and I'm like, you know what? That guy wasn't wrong.
Well, the thing is about that question. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't make. It's like, think of it like the news stations. Okay. We don't make money off selling a video, so it's not commercial. We disseminate out to the public, and YouTube, who collects money from advertisers, so we're not even like the news station. It's like a news anchor. Think of a news anchor and a cameraman. They're employed by the broadcasting system, but they don't make money or profit off of the advertising because that goes to, like, say, YouTube or Fox 5. They get the money from the advertising. I'm just basically paid on how many people sit there and watch the video all the way through. And believe it or not, if you want to know how much I make, I'll even tell you. To be honest with you, I make about $5 for every 1,000 views.
I figured that.
So if you want to sit there and get about how many pennies per view, it's not much, man.
Yeah.
It's not much. I got to get, for me to make some serious money, I got to get millions and millions and millions of views. But then again, I'm also spending money on body-worn camera footage. Records requests, because those things aren't cheap. Every department charges something different. I was surprised she did. She was rude, then she got quiet, and then she hung up. It was like, wow, it was like dealing with one of my little sisters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just wanted to call back to talk to a supervisor. Like I said, I dealt with that. To be honest with you, I really don't think the complaint would go anywhere. I got it recorded. But personally, I don't know what pull you have or if you're over her or whatnot. But the fact, I think this would be a little bit better for her if you just talked to her, pulled her aside, or notified a supervisor about the conduct. Okay. And just, hey, he had that call recorded, dude. He's probably going to air that call now. Let her sweat it. It's, maybe you should be a little bit nicer on the phone. Like I said, I really just, like how you walked me through this. She didn't even have to do all that. She could have at least given me the website or something. Yeah. But just when she told me you can just Google it, I'm like, what? I'm just like, and then she just kept cutting me off. That was where I had the problem, man. It was just a disconnect because I don't know if shift change was fixing to happen. Like I said, I don't know. But I I figured somebody needed to be brought up to attention. I'm the guy that follows through. This, again, I was in the Marine Corps. I'd rather have a supervisor sit there and go bitch her out about, I had to spend 30 minutes on the phone out of my day to listen to this guy bitch about you. So now you're going to hear me for 30 minutes bitch to you about how your attitude sucks. And, kind of go from there, man. I keep it in-house a little bit. I get it, man. Like I said, a formal complaint ain't going to go nowhere, but, maybe a little coaching.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely understand the frustration.
But I don't know how long you've been there, man, but I wish more supervisors and more officers would actually at least approach it. I mean, look, you could, and I'm just putting hypothetical, I'm not saying you are, but hypothetically, you could be this two-faced guy that, like, hi, smile, and then turn around like, motherfucker, it's like, and you could be that type, and I'm not saying you are, but at least fake it till you make it with the public, regardless of how you really feel. But if you really feel that way when you get off the phone or you go home about people, that's a you problem, not a me problem. But if you're gonna at least act the part and act like you care and be professional and take care of it, that's all I can ask for at the end of the day, man. Because when you clock in, clock out, and I got to deal with you during those hours, that's all I really care about. Anything after that is I don't care. It's none of my business.
Yeah.
So
I really appreciate the phone call and letting me know about that. I'm definitely going to reach out to her and her supervisor, make sure that he's aware, and there is a conversation had about this, because I'm a little bit dumbfounded that she hung up on you and that happened to you.
I mean, if you like, what I can do, if you like, if you have an email, I'll email you the file so you can listen to it.
Sure, that would be great. Actually, I was going to ask you for that anyways.
Yeah, go ahead. Whenever you want me to, whatever email you want me to shoot it to.
Sure, just send it to my regular email. My first name is Kevin, Kevin.
Okay.
And then underscore, and my last name, M as in Mike, EAGHER @nps.gov.
I'll send this to you in about 15 minutes if that's good for you.
Great, thank you so much, sir.
Hey, real quick, can I get a follow up on what transpires, or?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind giving you a call back. Same number. Okay. All right. No problem. I will definitely follow up with you. Okay.
I appreciate it, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Have a good night. All right.
And just when I thought this video couldn't get any better, look what hit my inbox while I was editing. An email from Sergeant Kevin Meagher himself. Yup. He says he spoke with Officer Fuerst, supervisor, and get this, she's been disciplined with the dreaded government weapon of mass accountability, a counseling session. That's right, folks. The slap on the wrist so light it probably didn't even leave a mark. But hey, at least it's now documented in her jacket. Translation: we wrote her name on the naughty list in pencil just in case she does it again. So there you have it, watchdogs. Accountability at its finest. Officer Fuerst has officially been told, please try not to hang up on citizens like a customer service rep at Comcast. That's progress. Before we wrap this up, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, drop a comment below, consider becoming a channel member, and the donation links are down below if you feel generous to help keep these records going. And if you feel like redressing your government, which I highly recommend, because apparently it works, the contact info will be in the description. Until next time, watchdogs, stay loud, stay sarcastic, and remember, sometimes even a phone call can put a little sunlight where it's needed the most. Sunlight is still the best disinfectant. I'm your boy, BZWATCHDOG, and I'll see you on the next video.
BZWATCHDOG.